Good evening. Thanks for watching The Play. I'm Dave Morris. It's Tuesday, June 11th. Coming up on today's edition of The Play, we'll take a look at what's included in the city's $1 billion budget. One pastor is raising concerns over the state's license plate. But first, tornado tour companies have been under scrutiny in the last few weeks, and now one of the companies is speaking out. Joining us now to tell us a little bit more about what we can find in tomorrow's edition of The Oklahoman, Rick Green, local editor for The Oklahoman. Thanks for your time today.
Sure.
What is the tornado tour company saying? They've been under a little bit of fire recently.
Right. The name of the company is Extreme Tornado Tours, and they came under some criticism because their van drove into a devastated Moore neighborhood after the May 20th tornado. And naturally, residents in the area were kind of aghast that there would be tornado tourists looking at their damaged homes.
Because this van was clearly labeled such.
Exactly. Well, the gentleman, co-owner of the company, Eric Holder, apologized today and said they, as a rule, do not drive into devastated urban areas. What they do is oftentimes they're in a very rural area, and in fact there's a kind of a famous Facebook picture of them with a tornado in the background and a whole group of tourists kind of waving. But this was in a rural area. Now we're talking about devastated Moore, Oklahoma. Residents upset seeing this van that says Extreme Tornado Tours. He said, Eric Holder, the co-owner of the company, said the way this happened, the van was providing a ride to a television network news crew. They were doing them a favor, essentially, and bringing them into the neighborhood. Eric Holder now says this was a bad idea because of the visuals of it and the feelings of the tornado victims.
Perhaps unfortunate the labeling that was on that van at the time. Another story we're working on, the Oklahoma City City Council today approved the city's $1.028 billion budget. That's a lot of money. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's billion with a capital B. And it's just another indicator that Oklahoma City is in the big leagues with this size of a budget. It's their first $1 billion budget. One of the takeaways, 40 new police positions created under this budget.
And I think that's the city saying we're going to keep a focus on
law enforcement and
public safety,
city services, and no really argument over it. I think there's a consensus of providing the needed city services as the city moves forward.
And one other story to touch on, there's a controversy about the state license plate.
Right. The state license plate, of course, shows a Native American shooting an arrow. It's based on a famous sculpture. It's called the Sacred Rain Arrow. And a Oklahoma City pastor objects to this. He says that the license plate doesn't fit with his Christian beliefs and feels that he should not be required to have it on his car or pay extra for a personalized plate. His lawsuit was turned down at the trial court level here in federal court in Oklahoma City, but today the 10th Circuit Court in Denver said he does have a legal claim that rightfully can be taken up in court.
Very interesting. And our man in Denver, Robert Boskowitz, will have a story on that in tomorrow's editions of The Oklahoman. Hey, the food dude, Dave Cathy, couldn't be here today, but he has a story online at newsok.com and in tomorrow's editions of The Oklahoman. Celebrity chef Rick Bayless will be here as a fundraiser. We were talking about those storms, and the relief effort continues in many ways, including in the culinary world. Rick, thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
Again, these stories can be found in their entirety in tomorrow's editions of The Oklahoman. Have a great evening, everybody.